Blue streak, prowl, follow them. But don't bite off more than you can shred.
Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the Yolopark AMK Pro Series Optimus Prime. This is their about 8.5-inch tall figure. And yes, it does look pretty good. It's got some accessories to go with it, but you have to build it. It's a model kit. It's a partial model kit with a little bit of assembly. We'll go through the assembly process and talk about this. But I did get to show Z. I am going to have a link down below where you can get yours. Remember, TH reviewer code if you want to help out the channel. But let's get into looking at this guy. But hint. I like it. Let's check him out coming up. Right, here is the box, and it is a pretty tall box. I think it's probably the same size as the Megatron, and looks pretty good. There's the back of it. You can kind of see sort of how it builds. There's more parts to it than that, but yeah, pretty good stuff. Officially licensed. Here it does come packaged like this. This is the setup and how it is in the package, and then underneath it, more accessories, more parts to put together. And let's get to building this bad boy. I'm going to try something a little bit different with this build, and I'm just going to take it out of the package and put it together as we go. There's not really a whole lot to assembling these. They make it pretty simple. You're not cutting sprues or anything, and I do believe that you have the right ones, the correct foot on the correct side as that goes. I'm going to put the toe on here, and we're going to build this guy as it goes. Connect this to I think I feel some die cast in there. Gonna connect that in. Connect this to here. Going upward. Connect this to here. We've got that. Plug the foot in like so. So we've pretty much got this leg done. We're going to do the other leg. Alright, other leg is done, and we're going to get into this torso. Now, when I first opened the package, these were flying around loose in there, so I connected, thought they were disconnected. You do have to connect these to the ball joint right there. I've got the camera at a funny angle to try to make this build easier on me. I'm hoping it's still visible for everyone else. Now we've got his legs on there. Then we grab and build the torso, which I'm going to leave the torso slightly open because we're going to look at the accessories right when we get it built. And then we have these side pieces, and it should slide on just like this. And then same thing over here on this side. Slide on, and the reason I'm keeping them in the tray is because left is left, right is right, so you can build it just like this. It makes a whole lot of sense to grab them like that. 3 arm parts here. So we're going to put this arm piece on here like so, and then we're going to put arm piece on here like so, and then we're going to grab the hand and put the hand into the ball joint, and then this goes on to the arm, and of course I'll just do the other one off camera. You're going to notice we have these others over here. So these are the back parts of the legs. Also, it's real easy to line up. There it goes. And that's on there. Now you're going to notice that these back pieces here, I think they're exactly the same, but I wouldn't know. No, they're not exactly the same. One's keyed for one side, and the other one's keyed for the other side, like so. And that pretty much concludes the building of it. So after this, I'm going to pop the head on, and then I'm going to get all the accessories out. We're going to go after the accessories. We're going to start with the accessories. Let's go around. But pretty good looking figure. All right, here he is built up. He's got some accessories. We're going to put these accessories on. Technically, this is not a backpack. It's just his regular back. So I was actually going to put that on like it was a backpack, but it's just a regular back piece. Here's his matrix. And it's all plastic, and it's is it translucent? Let me get a good look through. Yeah, it is translucent looking through the light. Pop it in here. It's a decent matrix. I did have some trouble getting the compartment open. It's like a double latch system, so you got to open them at the same time to make it open easier. But I can't get over really how well painted it is. I didn't expect the paint to be just this amazing on it. But we'll get into that. We're looking at accessories. So he's got this, which it's interesting how they're doing it. So you pop off his hand. I just popped the hand on, and now we're popping it off again. But there it is for the energy axe, which that is awesome. That is fantastic way to do the energy axe, because then it can articulate just a little bit while it's in there. That is fantastic. That is really cool. I like the way they did that energy axe. And then he's got this Megatron gun, which he can hold. And let's just get it in his hand real quick. That was trickier than I thought it would be to get into his hand. Like that. Let's get the focus. Focus. Trickier than I thought it would be to get in his hand like that. I don't know what's up with the camera. Acting up, not wanting to focus. But yeah, it goes in his hand. It'll fall out real easy. But I think they made that trigger finger on purpose so that he can hold that and look really good with that gun. But he has his main gun. So let's get on to this and put it in his hand. And there we go. So now he's got his energy axe and he's got his gun, which is fantastic. Lots of fun. Fun stuff. Oh, I'm trying to do some dynamic poses with that toe articulation going on there. Now he does have this stand, which is quick and easy to put together. I think I forgot where to put this Autobot symbol. It goes somewhere on the stand, but still, it's something that I don't really need. But if you want to get, of course, dynamic poses of him maybe jumping in the air, you can use the stand for stuff like that if you're into those kinds of poses. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall out of your stand. Yeah, that's what the stand's for. Get some extra dynamic poses. He's actually in the air. But he's got good articulation. We'll get into that too. Alright, so getting a good look at this guy. He looks fantastic. They did a phenomenal job on the paint job. And I've seen pictures. I know we've all seen pictures of this thing. We've seen reviews. And even though I've watched a couple reviews, I've seen some pictures. I just didn't realize the paint was going to be this good. This is top-notch paint. I got the Megatron. The Megatron's not painted like this. If I could get the gleam, just look at that shoulder, how it gleams. Just very nice. Very nice. And I'm actually leaving fingerprints on it. It's so good. But this great-looking figure. In the pictures also, I felt like his pelvis was too big or too wide or too bulky. And in hand, I feel like it's just right. I mean, I couldn't imagine them going any thinner or slimmer on that pelvis area. I think they did a fantastic job. Yolopark, top notch, just top notch. This is getting me more excited for the Starscream, and I'm not even a huge Starscream fan, to tell you the truth. But he's next. Starscream's next. So getting down here, we do have paint, not just the red painted really well, but you have a lot of these other colors. We've got the tamper graph on the shoulder. We've got some yellows down here. We got some yellows right there. Face painted, head painted. Eyes should light up. Now, I did get batteries. They were the wrong ones. And I even was looking at the manual saying, why did I order the wrong ones? But anyway, my battery game is sucking lately. But I do have a multi-pack I'm going to track down that has every battery in it possible so I can get back to a good battery game. And here he is for the back. Just looking outstanding. Fantastic look to him. I don't like the weathering. Now, I wish that this paint looks great. I wish they would have just left the weathering off. I'm not a fan of weathering. Some people are. Some people like the weathering. That's the one thing, the only thing about this, and then the other one that I don't. I want mine to look pristine. You know, I want them to look like the showcase that they're looking amazing, but the weathering's not fun for me. But aside from the weathering, yeah, this figure looks amazing. Bumblebee, come in. Where are you? Bumblebee, come in. Oh, maybe it's on this side. He actually has two of these communicator that pop up on his arm. Such a cool easy to inclusion that you don't see in every single version of Optimus Prime, but it's kind of cool they included that. That looks really good, and it really feels like you can reenact some scenes from the show. Would also have been cool if they had just like little something to put there so you could see a scene or something, see another character. I'm sure somebody somewhere is going to be making little stickers you can put on there. I'm surprised that I haven't seen that yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing that. Stuff like that, upgrades for it, but I really like that they included that. But let's get into Articulation now, and Articulation is really on point with what we got with the Megatron. Head is on that ball joint. Pop that off because I was trying to get the battery in there that was just a little too big. And yeah, hope it didn't cause you damage long term. Shoulder goes out to there. You got the 360 on it, and nice and tight, but that's not ratcheted. You have the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, as if he is now a 2003 Ninja Turtle. And then he's got his hand right here. And let's see this. So he's got these 3 fingers that are pinned, 2 points of articulation on that. Then he's got a pointer finger so he can tell you your number 1, or he can point and give direction like go to that crevasse. And an opposable thumb that just has that 1 point of articulation. He's side to side, ball jointed right there, waist swivel, ab crunch to here. It's an okay ab crunch. Then you've got hip flap right here. This hip flap right there. Another, the back hip flap. Okay. So let's go all the way out to here. And then up to here. And then back to about there. And then, of course, the thigh swivel that's on that joint that you plugged in there, right? And so, yeah, pretty much what you would need. And in the build, I didn't put those on. They were actually harder to get on than I thought. I thought they fell off in shipping. Okay. Knee, double jointed, everything you would need. And so giving you... All right, let's pop that back on. I guess there's no need to hide the fact that that fell off, you know? It's like, it fell off. Is it my fault? I don't know. Anyway, it goes up to like that. And the knee joint makes a big deal when it comes to certain poses like that. And then, of course, the ankles have a bit of a swivel. I actually feel like I have trouble getting him to stand in every pose. I don't think the ankles are the best. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with that. But it feels like he needs a heel spur, to tell you the truth. But aside from that, everything else is great. One more thing that's going to help with posing, and I just found this as putting him back into just a normal stance, is that you can lower this to get other types of poses. So I knew his knee went up higher than that. So if you lower his leg, you can get that pose. So I didn't quite get that in the articulation segment, but that's pretty good. That's actually very good. And then you can just put it right back up in there if you want to. And then this could give him a little height if for whatever reason you felt like he's too short. All that could work too. But yeah, let's get him back into a normal, adequate pose. Now, getting comparisons here, I want to say that he looks great. He's a bit bigger than the mainline. So this is if you have the Hasbro mainline one. This is how big he scales, like the 8.5 inch scale. This is the KO Undersize KBB as a Kuban Bao of the MP10, which was a big deal when it came out, to mostly scale with the mainline. He is still, this one was still a little bit big. This guy's bigger, but the proportions, I mean, just kind of look at what we got. So this is like a masterpiece, an older masterpiece, exact scale down replica versus what they're giving us. And this is amazing. I'm in on every one of these, by the way. Every one they make. $60, definitely well worth it. I hate to admit I'm collecting yet another toy line, but if they make 20 of these, I'm buying 20 of them. Here's next to Megatron and Megatron. So this is the Yolopark one, which actually my Megatron has just... Alright, I can't explain what was going on with Megatron for a minute there, but Megatron is slightly taller, like he should be. They look good side by side. They look fantastic. My fear is, but maybe it's not a fear, my hope, is they're going to re-release these in super clean looks, looking sharp, looking more cartoony, and still have an amazing paint job, and then I'll have to buy them again. That would suck, but it would be amazing, but it would still suck for having to buy them again. This is the G2 of the 3.0. I think it's 3.0. I'm not going to get any more of those, but I just wanted to get one. I might get the Rodimus, but I just wanted to have something from that company so you can see scale, and they are smaller. I don't have a Flames Toys model kit yet. I've been thinking about getting one of those. The time commitment of putting that together, though, not sure if I'm in it, but that's how it looks. That's how it scales. I keep building up in my head that it's like way smaller than the Masterpiece, but not way smaller than the Masterpiece. Still, it is smaller. So you can see the aesthetic difference. I do love the Magic Square design, but this one here, and if we can just kind of, I think the waist area is kind of one of my points of contention that it was, and you can just see how they do that a little bit different. So not having to transform should definitely have an advantage. I think it does. Here's kind of the back comparison, so you can kind of see how it looks, but you still got to give it to Magic Square, being as clean as it is, having to transform, and this doesn't have to transform. Alright, here's my look at the AMK Pro Series Yolopark version of Optimus Prime, officially licensed. It looks fantastic. I absolutely like the way this looks. I love the way it looks. Again, I don't care for the battle damage aspect. I understand it gives it more of a realistic look. It's kind of something that they're going for. I'd rather have a clean look going on than the battle damage, but I do love the paint. I do love the articulation. He looks great. Scale is different than anything else, so it's its own thing. You'll be collecting your own scale here. But I did get this at Showsium. I have a link down below where you can get yours. Use TH reviewer code and like and subscribe. Type Deer Maker out.
We can deal with the Decepticons later. We've got to take Wheeljack back to headquarters. And let's hope the immobilization effect on him is as temporary as it was on the water. Permission to return to active duty, Optimus Prime. I think you're already on active duty, Ironhide.